So I already had a video going, but I'll see if I go on with this. So I already put out maybe a couple about sex. Okay. So the book I wrote is actually about helping men with sex, and I was thinking about, is there anything I can put on here as like a shorter video talk about certain things? Yeah, there's. I'll have to see what I want to talk about with this. So, I mean, I was starting to talk about stuff with touch there. Okay, so I mean, there's everything I say in the book, everything from like how to touch a woman, where to touch a woman. There's making out. There is kissing a woman. There is all that sort of stuff. There, okay. How would I now think about this? How would I even teaching someone how to like dirty talk or all this sort of stuff? The stuff about touch is one. That's a huge one. But I mean, I was starting to say it on this other video, okay? So it isn't just, okay, where you were touching a woman, it is how you were touching a woman. And to the point of, like, I'd go to the point of literally like this of like, okay, imagine you are running your fingers up and down. It could be her arm, it could be her leg, her back, her neck, chest, stomach, all this sort of stuff, okay? Are you using the backs? Are you using your fingers? Are you using your nails? Are you using the back of your back of your fingers? Are you using your thumbs? Are you rubbing? Are you kind of dragging your thumb? Uh, are you kind of grabbing? Are you kind of like literally how you're touching to that point? There's many, many, many ways you can do that, and paying attention to it. Okay, like, oh, this is gonna feel really good. Oh, this is gonna feel really good, and just slowly, just take your time. Take your time. Okay, do you have the minute like that is one of the biggest ones. So if you're touching women like that, you could feel, well, if you can pick up energy, you can feel it. You could literally have it that you're starting to touch her like that, and then you're looking, you're like, oh wow, look at her reaction, and she's like, well, that's, and you can feel it, and you're paying attention, like how's she reacting to that, and you could touch her neck, her arm, shoulder, whatever, back, and it could serious. If you're going, well, I want this is gonna feel really good. Then you're starting to do that, and then you're like, okay, thumbs, okay, nails, the back of the fingers, how you doing it, how you touching, and just playing around. You're like, okay, oh, like this, okay, all right, and then pay attention. How is she reacting? How is she breathing? How is she saying anything? How is she looking at you? Is she like grabbing you, or does she? Are you starting to make? Yeah, okay. Paying attention to that sort of stuff, and this goes for that's just touch in general, but the sexual touch. I mean, pay attention. How is she breathing? How is she? Is she saying anything? Is she starting to her breathing like picking up? Is you noticing a difference in her body line, like things shifting there, where you're like, okay, look at like her. You can see it, and even on her skin, you can see how she's moving around on the bed, sort of thing, or she's starting to really moan, or she's really moaning, or her breath is cutting in and out, or she's holding her breath and then releasing it, or you can feel she's getting really, whoa, she's getting really warm. Holy shit, things are getting warm. Uh, and you can tell she's getting really wet. Um, yeah, like she's grabbing you. She wants to make out with you. All this sort of stuff. Pay attention to all of it. Okay, so that's paying attention to her. Okay, and then pay attention. Okay, she likes this, and remember, she likes this. She likes this. She likes this. So that's a big one. Okay, so when I go and I touch her like this, she loves that. Okay, remember that area. Then that area. Then that area. So I'm doing this with my hand. Then that. Then that. Pay attention to all of it, and just remember. Okay. So as you are, so the next time you sleep together, you go and go, oh, she likes all of this. And then you're just boom, 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 start putting all that all together. Okay, and you go this, and this, and just take your time. Take your time. Do it slow, okay? Everything from like you're touching her to how you're kissing her. With that, that could be a different video, but that there is all different ways you can even do that. Okay, so like learn this stuff and take the time to play around. Are you how you are grabbing? Do you grab her and kiss her? Are you slowly kissing her and then you're slowly she feels your tongue a little bit? Or are you like pressing into her lips? Are you doing it really slow? Are you while you're doing that? Are you touching her neck? Are you touching her face? Do you have your hand around her back? Are you grabbing her hip? Are you like grabbing her arm and like rubbing her arm? Slowly, like All this stuff. That's the stuff that they'll be going, holy fuck. I'm serious. If you grab your, like, yeah, that's the stuff. Learning how to do that, okay? Which is a matter of paying attention and reading it and just being like, okay, she likes that. Oh, did you hear her breathing? Holy shit, look at her breathing. Like, she's like, oh shit, like she looks like she's gonna grab you. Like, paying attention to that. You could play around with that. And like learning how to do this stuff. Did somebody just I was thinking about this as far as like, it's a matter of like, what, yeah, what would this, okay, this would feel really good. Okay, what would feel good? When you go, okay, when you go to touch a woman, what would feel really good? Oh, it would feel really good if you're like touching her arm like that. Okay, then go and do it. Okay, touching her neck. Okay, you're touching her neck. Let's say you're touching her neck, okay? Fingers, fingernails. Obviously, do it lightly, and then it feels even more until you're like, holy crap, that feels good. And you can see it. And she's like, oh my God, like that feels good. Do it really lightly. Okay, try using your nails. Use the back of your fingers. Then you can like rub her neck. And then next thing you know, you start kissing her neck. And even then, you just go right at, kiss her neck slowly, and then start kissing her neck. And the next thing you know, she can feel like bigger kisses, and then she's feeling like your tongue. And then you're kind of sucking on her neck and licking her neck a bit. And then you're biting it a little bit, little bites, and then maybe a bigger bite. And then she's probably looking at you like, oh my God, like, that's the level, what I'm talking about. And that's her neck. Okay? Now try that with, joke around, do it with her arm, her forearm. You know a sense of her inner forearm? Okay, inner forearm. Grab the crook of her arm. Start kissing and licking right in there. Lightly licking and kissing, and you're looking at her, and she'll be like looking at you like, oh my God. And you're like, oh. Top of her chest, way more sensitive. Nipples, side of her chest, underneath the armpit, back of the leg, back behind the knee, ankle, wrist. These are the areas to look at. Areas where she's like, oh my God, like what the hell? Running your fingers up and down her butt. That's one. Like literally rubbing her butt. Okay. Learning how to give a good butt rub would be one too. But then you can have it where she's like laying there with you or on top of you even. And this is a good one after you've just had sex. And you can just like lightly run your fingers up and down, that sort of thing. And then she's just going like, you can see the skin on her back of just like, oh my God, that feels good. You're like, yeah, okay. Like feeling it through her entire body. Running your fingers like lightly. Sorry, that's lightly up and down the back of her leg. Try kissing and licking behind her knees, like behind the back of her leg, like she's laying on her stomach. You're going and you're touching all over, like I described, and then start licking, like lightly. And I'll go right into detail with that. Start licking, and then start kissing, and then really feel it. So she's feeling kissing and licking, and just like really, really lick lightly. And then you'll probably wait until you hear her moaning. Okay, you can do it to the back legs, and then now that skin is wet, use your thumbs. Start rubbing your thumbs lightly, and then touching. And then she feels that you're just kissing and licking, and then you're lightly touching. And then she's going, oh my God. Okay, start going rubbing her back, rub her butt, grab her butt, squeeze it. Chances are she'll be like either smiling or laughing, or be like, oh God, like, yeah, like, and then kiss up and down her back. And then start trying doing like little bites or nibbles and licking and kissing and like rubbing and all these different, like, I don't want to be right up. There's so many ways to touch, okay? Like this. Take your time. So if this is like, I don't know how many minutes, 20, 30, whatever, and you haven't even been inside of her yet, whatever, because the entire time she's going to be like, holy shit, this is intense. Holy shit, this is intense. And then when you do go inside, she might be going, holy shit, like what the, oh my God. And you're like, oh yeah? And it's really intense. And then you go really slow. So up and down her back. And then while you're doing that, kiss up and down her neck, the back of her neck, ears, face, how you touch her face could be a 1-2. If you really, I'm serious, how you touch a woman's face when you're, say, kissing her, or you could be having that where you're touching her, touch her neck, touch her head, all over. Touch them all over, everywhere. And you will feel, if you can feel energy, it'll be like radiating it of like, oh my God, like this just feels nuts. Like feels crazy how good it feels. And I'm talking about stuff like that. And then you go inside and then you start having, yeah. So from that, you could be doing that. that level, okay? And then you start, say, you're kissing down her body, down her stomach, and you're looking up at her and throwing in stuff like that, and like this, and then you can start talking. Does that feel, and not lame, but you're really like, that feel good, and you're like, and that just a small little thing like that, look up at her, or you can throw in stuff like, it's getting really warm down, like it's pretty hot down here, and then you're looking up at her, and she's like, oh, you gotta become that sort of response, and you can feel the heat radiating from her because she's so turned on, and like stuff like that, and then learning how to talk dirty. Yeah, like doing like that, and then as you're going starting to kiss down her body, start kissing up and down her, like touching her inner thighs, and like rubbing your hands, running your fingers, the back of your fingers, okay, and your nails up and down, and get very close, and then keep doing that. And I'm not saying tease out, like you're ramping it up. That's what you're doing. You're building it up. I'm not saying at any point like you're teasing that. No, I'm not even gonna say that. The whole point is to like keep building it up, and you can see they're really enjoying it, and you can feel like the heat, the body language, maybe their back is kind of coming up off the bed, they're breathing, all this. You can see their chest is starting to swell up a bit. When they're turned on, it will actually look and feel firm, yeah. And you notice like her clit is looking like swollen, and you're like, okay, she definitely feels like noticeably wet. And then little things like you start maybe kissing and nibble like little bites up and down her thighs, and you haven't even fully touched like right in, okay, and you're doing that, and the whole time it's building, and she's breathing heavier and heavier and heavier because she wants you to just start like getting right in there and like kissing and licking, and build it and build it and build it up. And then when you do, you start licking and licking out very lightly, very slowly, just lightly licking, and look up at her, okay? And then you could try it with like that. I already taught it on the one video, and one finger only. I will say this, I will have to say it. It could be a thing whether they realize it or not. They probably won't like the idea of more than one finger, because no one wants to feel like you can have many fingers in there. I'm just gonna say it. That will be almost maybe, yeah, okay. Middle finger is what I'd suggest, and I would suggest it almost like this, like this. So inside, and just the whole time as you're going inside, just like this, like curling it and rubbing and rubbing, and you want to be rubbing your G spot. So it will be about that big around ish, and it will start to feel thicker and like a sponge, kind of like it depends on the woman a little bit, but you'll find it, okay, and it'll start to thicken up, and it's getting swollen, and then rubbing, and try press. Does it feel good? Okay, pay attention. You need to look. How's she breathing? How's she act? Like, what is she saying? Anything? Is she moaning? Is she going on? Is she moving around? Is she grabbing you? Try doing it like this. Press and pull back. Press and pull back. Or just try pressing. Lightly licking her clit. Okay? If you're like really playing around with like lightly. Like this. That lightly. See that? That's your tongue. Like lightly. Lightly licking. I'm not going like this. It's lightly like that. Lightly. If you do it really lightly, it's intense, very intense. So even when you're like fingers, any of that, like just lightly over top. I mean, like just dragging up and down lightly. One finger inside, middle finger, and look up at her and like lightly lick. And then you will pay attention. Okay, what feels there? That feels good. That feels good. Okay, and finding, I would say, normally try to straight up and down. Straight up and down, but play around. If it's a little too, try straight up and down, and just use like the tip of your tongue, okay? And then at this point, because you've already gone and done this is going to be so intense, and then you can add stuff to do that. And then one thing that I find amazing is the part of where like her leg connects to her body, okay? Like that inner right high, the highest you can go, inner thigh. Start licking and kissing like on that angle. Kissing and licking lightly in that area, and just really kiss, really lick, let her feel that, okay? Very intense. So it's right beside, okay, right beside, yeah. So you can actually have it that you kiss in those areas on both sides, and just kiss above where she, and everything is very, in this case I'm gonna see very smooth, and you're kissing and liking, and the whole time you feel she just wants to just holy crap, she wants you to start licking. Which build it up, then start doing it, and still do that rubbing. Okay, you can have it that you start with liking and then build into adding that in there. Another one I mentioned on the other video: add your pinky, rubbing her butt a little bit, and then eventually you can put your pinky inside. Obviously, you have to play around with that, but you have to make sure that your finger's wet. Obviously, okay, like it can be from her or lube in there, and building up with that, and look out better when you're doing it, and just really do it slowly. But because you've taken the time, like you were touching her all over, and I didn't even fully mention too much about kissing and making out, that should be in there too, and like slowly intense kissing. People don't realize kissing, the effect it has with women. Okay, and what I mean by that is it actually boosts testosterone for a woman. So it turns a woman, it really, so the minute you are starting to do feels your tongue, it's starting to ramp things up. And you ever hear that, her breathing, you start kissing, and then you really start, and then she kind of grabs and you grab her, and then it's like, oh my god, and she's just going up, like ramping like that. Yeah, building, just keep building up like that. And you just, once you pay attention to it, once you find that, you're like, okay, and there, she might even say it there, like that, pay attention, how she likes it. And then just keep going with that.